playback tests. So now I said record, do something, and then playback. Domain-driven test, that's the subject we'll be talking about. Tests done up front, well, not necessarily, but good if they're done up front, and automated. Now, another dimension of kinds of tests. Tests may be done through the GUI, both web-based and rich clients. They may be done through the controller, if you have a VPC pattern adopted or something of that sort. You go just below the GUI and test everything below, the database, blah, 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 without the GUI itself. Or through the model. There are more kind of integration tests, system tests, but yeah, that's, some people also call them acceptance tests. On some level, they may be thought of. So, what we think, not only we think, the best practice for GUIs, controllers, is to have a good architecture. Yeah. Think through the architecture first, of course. It's a bit, yeah, it's historically, first, if I'm wrong, please correct me, but I think that first came Martin's Fowler model view presenter. Well, before there was MVC, of course, but model view presenter. Now he has refactored it into passive view. Then Michael Feathers came with a humble dialog box. And then came, I don't remember the company name that did it, but they had an article at Agile 2006 presenting a technique called presenter first. And we'll be showing this, well, we'll be showing some piece of code that has been done using this technique. Why do we need to test, to do acceptance testing? Because we need to secure regression. We need to know when to stop, when to stop with the development. Because generally we need to deliver by features, not by tasks or anything else. We need to prove that our code, the things we've done, works. Or we need to prove it back that it doesn't work. Yeah? It's equally important to know that something doesn't work. Now a disclaimer, because I hear people talking a lot of acceptance tests and many times mixing things. Acceptance tests are not unit tests. They're not integration tests, they're not system tests, not performance tests. They're acceptance tests. So that's different things. It's important to recognize that. So, acceptance tests, for us, we try to use them as a platform on which we communicate with the client. Just like we used to use documents to do that, now we try to do the same using acceptance tests. But they become documents if you don't run them, if you don't execute them. So they only make sense if you really execute them, because there is some upfront, and not only upfront, but there is a investment in acceptance tests. So to let this investment return, you need to run those tests. Otherwise, they just become old documents. Well, yes, not everything's testable, and that's true. People many times tell me that they have a case that, well, they can't test that. Well, I say, so what? So test all the other things, probably 95% of the things that you have there that you can test, and do, for those things, do manual tests, or think harder. Maybe you can test that, you're just not that smart yet. ask a discussion group about that. But, well, yeah, it's not a showstopper. Yeah. And, of course, use your mind. Not everything needs to be automated. I mean, stay pragmatic. If automating this little test takes you 2 weeks and the project is 4 weeks long, then come on. Yeah? So not to be, try not to be religious about that. Just use your head. Okay, I was really fast, I think. Good. Okay, so now for the demo. If there are questions to the things I talk about, I would gladly talk about this after the presentation, if there are any. Yeah. Demo. First introduction for the demo. The tools. I'll just explain some of the tools for acceptance tests. For internet applications, for web apps, we have used successfully both Selenium and Canoe web test. They are very different. Selenium runs in a browser. It's really good. I like it very much, although it doesn't handle frames. It's sad, but it doesn't. Canoe web test, on the other hand, it doesn't run through a browser. It uses Rhino, a Mozilla implementation of JavaScript to emulate all the JavaScripts that, well, not emulate, to execute the JavaScripts that are on a page, and it uses HTML unit to execute tests, and tests written in Canoe web test. It's an extension of Ant, Canoe web test, and Selenium. Well, I hope you know Selenium. I have to introduce that. Rich client apps. We use a combination of things. Well, yes, we use fitness. Fitness is a really big subject. I'll talk about it afterwards. We integrate fitness with unit forms. If we use C# or any, yeah, C#, or if we use Java, then we use Abbot or JFC unit, Gemi. All are good. I mean, those are really nice frameworks for executing code on GUIs, and you're able to test big clients with them. Actually, and unit forms, actually, you don't even need source code for the application you need to test. You need the DLL, and it hooks into that, so you can test legacy apps with it. So if you have a project that uses some legacy components that are written in the .NET, then and you can't change them, the third-party components, for example, and you want to test them, it's possible. Yeah, it's not a showstopper. And combining tools. It's really important to know how to put them together to get the best of it. This topic is quite fresh. You can read about that on many blogs. If you just type into Google acceptance testing, combining tools, Selenium, fitness, then you'll find many blogs on how to plug those things together to make them work. And it's really important to do that, because all those tools have their limitations.